Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday. Yeah, my day got away on me again, so I didn't make it this morning. Sorry. I had space in my calendar for it too, but other things came up that were a little higher priority, needed to get done. But hey, it's Fun Friday. What fun did you have today to complete your week? Did you clear your list? Did you make a fun game out of clearing your to-do list so by the time you left work on Friday afternoon, the table was clear, the to-do list was done? Who did that? I did. Yes. And then I go into my email and somebody's giving me a whole bunch of other stuff to do, and I'm like, well, it is Easter weekend. I don't typically work on Good Fridays. I usually take the day off, but I totally forgot to request the day off. So I ended up having to work, and I said, this is all I am doing today, and that's it, nothing else. So all of those emails that came in this afternoon and are still dribbling in are not even going to get looked at till Monday, because I am off for the weekend. I have blocked out tomorrow so that nobody could make any appointments with me. Sunday is, and I still don't have my dark chocolate hollow egg for Sunday. Darn it. So, maybe I'll just hardball some eggs, and I don't have any food coloring though. Guess it'll be a very different Easter this year, but that's okay. It's okay. We just switch and change and adapt. We just got back from our evening walk. Yes, I know it's a little late, but it was hot outside. It said 83, but feels like 91. I'm like, then if it feels like 91, why didn't you say it's 91? I don't like this. It's very confusing. Yes, it's very confusing. It confuses my little non-scientific brain. But anyway, so Fun Friday. Fun Friday is all about getting your desk cleared of all the to-do stuff for the week, so you can go and have a refreshing weekend. The only thing I have left to do is to make sure my planner is up to date for next week, and then I am hands off for the rest of the weekend. If I get on the computer at all, there won't be any work done. I can tell you that right now. It is going to be, it will just be to play a card game. It might just be to do some family genealogy, not a client's genealogy, but my own genealogy. But there won't be any work done. And I'm sort of like thinking, yeah, if I sit down here, I'll start going through all the tabs that are open to see, oh, what's up to date with, what's this up to date with, and then I would get lost in there for hours. So I'm not going to get on the computer. I'm going to limit my time on the computer. I'm even going to utilize my timer, which currently has pipe cleaner. Let's see. We've got a multicolored bunny, we've got a pink bunny, and we've got a purple butterfly. A sparkly butterfly too. We'll use the timer to make sure I get my time in and that sort of stuff. But otherwise, I am planning to read Payback, which is the 18th book of the Corp Justice series by my favorite author, C.G. Cooper. So that is on the agenda for this weekend. It is on my Kindle. It is ready to rock and roll. I'm also going to pull down my DVD case because I have a hankering. I don't know where this. Oh, probably because somehow it got stuck in my head. But to go and watch The Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. And if you have not seen this classic movie, it's a really cool movie all about con artists conning con artists. It's brilliant. The very first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I can't even remember the age I was when I first saw it, but I will tell you this. I have absolutely no idea how many times I have watched it. I think the last time I watched it was with Brad. So that gives you some idea. And so it was probably, let's see, he's going to be gone 5 years this September. It was either probably 2000, it wasn't 2017, but probably 15 or 16, maybe even 14. Yikes, it's been 8, it could be 6 to 8 years since I last saw this movie. So I'm looking forward to maybe watching it this weekend. And then the other one that's been hankering me to watch as well is, oh shoot, what was that other one? It was another classic. There was The Sting. Oh, what was that other one? There was another one. Shoot, it's completely gone out of my head. It was a sting and I can't remember what triggered it. Something I saw on a post or some music that I heard that triggered. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one for a while either, and it's another one I have in my folder. Maybe when I go through my folder, I'll find it. So it's going to be a very quiet weekend this weekend, and no chocolate Easter eggs this weekend. I can't find dark chocolate ones. I just want a dark chocolate hollow egg. Well, I can find them online, but they're like $30 upwards. I'm like, they're the same size as the milk chocolate. Why are you charging like 5 times the price? Well, then you had the import. Then Amazon had the imported ones from Italy that had the egg here, and then had all this fluff, all this frou-frou stuff wrapped around it that had like this big fan that was like bigger than the egg was, and it was like $50. I was like, yeah, no way, absolutely not. I might do a Tim Tam Slam instead. That would be fun. Maybe I'll do that instead of it. Since I don't have my dark chocolate Easter egg, I'm going to do a Tim Tam Slam on Sunday. What's a Tim Tam Slam? Oh, it's a whole bunch of chocolatey goodness. Some people like coffee. I prefer hot chocolate. And but basically, you take a Tim Tam, which is 2 cookies with a chocolate cream filling, all and then all dipped in chocolate. And then you bite off one corner, you bite off the diagonally opposite corner. And my Tim Tams are in the thing right now. I'm trying to find something oblong. So imagine this is a chocolate cookie that's about this tall. You bite off this corner, you bite off this corner, and then you tip it like this. You dip it into your hot chocolate, and you put your mouth over this opening, and you suck the hot chocolate through the Tim Tam. And then when it starts going soft, you slam it into your mouth and just wait and let it melt with chocolatey, gooey goodness. It is awesome. And if you go on YouTube and just type in Tim Tam Slam, Tim Tam's one word, type in Tim Tam Slam, and you will have as many videos as you want to watch on how to do a Tim Tam Slam. Some of them are quite long and laborious, and other ones are just straight to the point. Take your pick. As comedians, there's just regular folk that have done them, but Tim Tam Slams are awesome. So it's all about, so what fun do you have planned for this weekend? I'm going to get into a podcast. It's meant to be in the 90s this weekend. Yay. And I forgot to order my propane again as well. But I made this really yummy egg salad for lunch today. It was awesome. I took 3 hard-boiled eggs and smashed them. Then I put some Dijon mustard in there and a little bit of ranch dressing, probably about a tablespoon and a half of each, or maybe 2 tablespoons of definitely the Dijon mustard was around a tablespoon, and the ranch dressing might have been 2. It wasn't any more than 2. And so I mashed that up to get, that was my wet stuff in there, and then sprinkled it with a little bit of the Mexican blend cheeses. And this was finely shredded ones. Then I put some broccoli sauce in there and some of the the rainbow macronutrients. I'm starting to remember bits of its name. And then mixed it all in together. And was there anything else that I put in there? It was the eggs, the Dijon, the ranch, the broccoli sauce, the cheese, the macronutrients, and just a little pinch of salt. Because with me, salt is required on tomatoes, eggs, and French fries, or hot chips as we call them in New Zealand. That's it. I only need them on those 3 ingredients, on those 3 things. So, but mashed it all together. It was so good. Oh, it looked really good. It tasted good. I was like, yes. And we still have a couple of steaks to go cook, and we've still got some hard-boiled eggs left over because I've hard-boiled 6 today. And I've got some quinoa that I'm going to cook up tomorrow. I'm going to make a nice batch of it because that'll last me. If I make a good-sized batch, I can get like 3 or 4 meals, probably about 4 or 5 meals out of it. But quinoa is one of those versatile things that in the mornings you can take some cooked quinoa, put it in your bowl, sprinkle some cinnamon in there with it, some dried fruits, some fresh fruits, mix it all up, put a little bit of cream in there. And if you're going to do half and half, you want the real milk and the real cream ones, not the artificial flavored ones. And then you pour that over it and mix it all together. And that's so good. That's so good. It's so healthy because there's no sugar in there. That's why you got to go with the creamer that has either you go use heavy whipping cream and just pour it on, or you use full cream milk. If you can't find those, you want half and half of each of those. You don't want the flavored ones or anything like that. Some people go for the flavored ones, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't want the sugar. And so yeah, all sorts of cool things I can do with that. And my favorite one though is to get cooked quinoa, mix in some lime juice, some lemon juice, chop up some cilantro, get a cucumber, peel it, seed it, and finely dice it up and toss it in with the salad. This is the only way I could get Brad to eat cucumbers. He had no clue they were in there. If he saw a cucumber, he would pick them out and put them on my plate, and I'd pick out all the pickles and put them on his plate. we had our system. But yeah, I would get all the cucumbers because he doesn't like cucumber. But this way I would peel it, take the seeds out, and then finally chop it up and mix it in with the lime juice and the lemon juice and the cilantro into the cooked quinoa. Let it sit in the refrigerator. Oh, and then cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes, you'd have to quarter them. You'd slice them in half and then slice each half in half. Sometimes, depending on the size we got, but I just went for the little round cherry tomatoes. And you mix all of that in with it and then let it sit for a couple of hours in the fridge and then take it out. So good. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go have some dinner, I think. But anyway, so I'm going to have fun this weekend experimenting with some quinoa, trying different things with it. I just thought I wonder if I can make a quinoa patty. I should have a hamburger patty, put it out of the quinoa patty. Ooh, my mind's ticking now. See? Start off with the creativity and you never know where it goes. Still trying to figure out that other movie. There was a Sting and was it Midway? I have to go figure that out. And I even watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That was the other one. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's what the other one was. That one came up at work yesterday, I think it was. So this weekend I'm pulling it on DVDs. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, The Sting, and I think that's going to be it. That'll be enough. Just enough to, yeah. But anyway, so go have fun this weekend. We've got Shake It Up Saturday tomorrow, Serenity Sunday on Sunday. I'm going to unplug as much as I can this weekend. The only time I will be on the computer. I haven't even checked to see if the capability to do lives is back on my phone again, because I went to do a live off my phone the other day, only to find out that there was no live button on my phone anywhere. And I was still like, nope, that's not acceptable. So I came and hopped on the computer. So that's the only reason I want to get on the computer this weekend, is to do lives, unless I find the live button on my Facebook app on my phone again. I don't know what they did with it, where they put it, or anything else, but those are my only two reasons I'm going to get on the computer. The only reason I'm going to get on the computer this weekend, is to do my live. So anyway, go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your fun Friday. Make it a fun evening. Just go do something that you haven't done before. Sit down, read a book, watch a movie, just something. I can't remember what series I'm watching now. Watched Virgin River. That was pretty good, and they left it with a humongous hangover. I mean. Not a hangover, cliffhangers. There was cliffhangers for almost every major character in that show. So if you watch Virgin River, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The end of season 2, about all the cliffhangers that were left at the end of season 2. It's like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, after it finished, I'm so like, wait, hang on, what? And I actually had to sit down and write out the name of the character and what question we're waiting to be answered for each character. And I was so like, because just so I could keep it straight in my head, because it was, when I stopped, I was so like, whoa, hang on, and that was the only way I could figure it out, was to write down the character's name and what the question was that we have for them to be answered in the next season. In the next season, they say sometime around between July and September, I think they're going to be releasing it, on articles I read. Anyway, but yeah, it's going to be somewhere over the summertime. That's basically what I've surmised from all the articles I have read. And they start shooting season 5 sometime during the summer as well. I think that's September. They start shooting that. So if you watch Virgin River, you know what I'm talking about at the end of season 2. And then what other series have I watched? I can't remember. What am I watching right now? It's a Jane Austen one. It was apparently The one that I'm watching right now, which I can't remember the name of, is based on a book that Jane Austen didn't finish, if I remember correctly. Yes, I'm challenging my brain today. And I think it's on PBS Masterpiece. I love PBS Masterpiece. Oh, I have some good stuff on there. Yeah, but this one here is a series, and it's based on the last book she wrote that was not finished. And I'm like watching this, and I'm going, this is kind of a little like Pride and Prejudice, and like some of the phrases that came out. I thought, oh yeah, I remember Darcy saying that in Pride and Prejudice, or I remember Elizabeth Bennet saying that, or I remember Jane saying that. And, you're rattling off all the characters and the lines that they use, and there's these lines that keep recurring. I'm like, yeah, I've seen those before. I've heard those from Pride and Prejudice. You guys are robbing the script and changing it a little, and just, but it's got a great cast in it too. So anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening. I'm probably only going to do 2 lives this weekend, one on Saturday evening and one on Sunday evening. I haven't decided yet. Just depends on how I'm feeling in the morning. Could be that, so like, I'm taking Easter weekend off as much as I can. So go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you guys back tomorrow for Shake It Up Saturday. Hey, Conora.